So I hope that Johnwicksnipin watches this video. Okay. I really liked him at one point. I don't know if he remembers this. Okay. I used to make videos praising him. Okay. I remember he had this one particular video that I thought was awesome. He was getting like a haircut. And I think that the hairstylist was also an AMC ape, but he really didn't understand, like, anything that was going on. And Johnwicksnipin was on point. Like, he was explaining every single thing about Ken Griffin, the corruption, what we're dealing with, the synthetics. I mean, he really did a great job. And like, he was recruiting apes, okay? And he was really spreading a very positive message to our community. I loved him. I said, this guy's great. Okay. But then I started seeing things that I don't know what he was trying to accomplish. AMC started going through a very, very rough time. The stock was like plummeting. And, a lot of apes, like, so I don't know if he knows this, Johnwicksnipin, but a lot of apes reached out to me and told me, Apefather, I don't have money for food for me or for my children. I swear to you on God, okay? Apefather, I don't have a place to sleep tonight, because they were holding their AMC and they refused to sell it. I told them, listen, when it comes to your children, when it comes to surviving, you're going to have to make a choice. You have to sell your AMC. I always say this, but it bears repeating. There was this one guy who was like, look, I need to feed my children in 2 days. He goes, I'm not selling my AMC 8 fall. I got diamond balls of steel. No, I said, listen to me. You got a few screws loose. Okay. I sent the guy $300. So you know what Johnwicksnipin doesn't understand when he's making all these complaints about me is that I wanted to help all of the apes. I advanced over $5,000 of my money. I got zero from GoFundMe. They shut the page down because you were not allowed to make multiple donations. See, I wanted to help everyone all around the world, apes. They told me that was against their code of conduct, their policies. I raised around $4,300 on the GoFundMe page, but all that money was refunded and returned to the apes. Now, the thing is, I was assuming I was getting that money, so I advanced my own money. I advanced I was sending money to everybody who needed help. Ape fall. And to be honest, I don't talk about it a lot, but over the last 2 years, you got to add probably another $5,000 that I don't advertise. I've helped a lot of people. Recently, now I've stopped. I've stopped because I've been getting just too much insults, too much hate, and it just gets to a point where, like, look, I want to do good. I want to help people, but it's the same people I was helping that were hating on me. Like, I remember this one girl. I'll just give you just one example. Her name was Kimberly Taut. She was telling me she had an abusive husband, okay, that she had to stay at a hotel. Like, literally, she was fearing for her life. I gave her $250. Then something happened where I made a video about Lou, and she didn't like it. And the same girl who I helped save her life from her abusive husband, she told me to go to HELL. Hell. Okay? I mean, you're telling me this after I saved your life? I mean, I could go on and on and on like that, like Veronica. I don't want to keep, there's so many cases. Veronica, I'm having trouble feeding my children, April. I'm struggling. I sent her 2 free t-shirts. I sent her money. And then what do I get in return? She could have been the person we even called that fake Child Protective Service report. She was abusing my son, saying my son was a brat, a disrespectful brat. She was abusing my mother. She's saying she was a rude woman. She was questioning our love and our parenthood for our children. I mean, give me a break, I helped her. I sent her money to help her feed her children. I sung a birthday song for her. I sent her 2 free t-shirts. I just got to the point where I said, you know what, look, I ain't doing this no more. I'm doing ape trivia. It's got to stop. Because I was just getting too much hate. Like, why? Like, I don't mind doing something. Like, I don't want anything in return, but I don't want hate. So anyway, getting back to Johnwicksnipin. Okay. What Johnwicksnipin doesn't understand is I liked him in the very beginning. I really, really did. But then here's when I started to dislike him. Okay? Apes were struggling. They were struggling. Okay? AMC was plummeting. And in many cases, they couldn't eat. They didn't have a place to live. He comes out with this video where he goes, look, you could all start YouTube channels. This is what he said. You could very easily, he says, become monetized very, very easily. And you could very easily get 1 million views where you could make somewhere between, $3,000 to $5,000 on 1 million views. He goes, and then we could all put this money, we could use YouTube's money. This was his words, not mine, back into AMC. So that was the first time I had a beef with Johnwicksnipin, because he doesn't understand. First of all, I don't even, maybe he has 1 million views now, but when he made that video, he did not have 1 million views. I'm like, John, you're giving the AMC apes false hope. You're giving them false hope. And then he flipped out of me. He's like, Apefather, the biggest cheerleader of AMC, is going against me? Going against Johnwicksnipin? I'm like, because brother, you can't tell people it's easy to get monetized on YouTube. You need 1,000 subscriptions. You need 4,000 public watch hours. It's hard. I know people that have been on YouTube for 3, 4, 5 years, and they still haven't gotten monetized. So all I said to him was that don't spread false hope. And then the bad blood started between us. That's how it started. You want to know what it is? But then this guy who's been pumping AMC, if not just as hard as me, harder than me. Harder. He was a bigger cheerleader than AMC than me. Decides to sell. It's like, I'm out. So I'm like, you mean to tell me, after you want to be like that movie Spawn? Remember Spawn? Michael J. White, where he's like, I will rule your army. Okay, he told the devil, he said, remember? I will rule your army. It's like Johnwicksnipin just quits on us. Just quits. And then the reason why I broke his balls, let me try to make you understand. It's one thing that you quit AMC, which just that alone, you're a lowlife. I mean, you just quit. He just sells. He just quits. Now he starts going into all these friggin' Teddy Zane momentum plays. You have to understand, I have to break your balls. I have to. Because, bro, you sold your AMC, you went into all those Mama Luke friggin' Stunad plays, and he admits it. Now, here's the thing. Johnwicksnipin admits it. He goes, I lost. I should have never got involved with that. I got completely murdered. I got killed. But the reason why I was breaking your balls is because 1 minute you're coming across like you're an AMC leader. Okay, you're trying to guide all the apes in the right direction. And then after all of that, you sell and give up. You surrender. You put up the white flag. Okay. Now, to make things even worse, the guy keeps digging a rabbit hole for himself. He's digging his own grave. Then he's like, the last play that I am going to count on is AVCT. This is my last hope. It's your last hope. Well, that thing is filing for bankruptcy. It's like, look, I don't wish anybody bad in this world. Believe it or not, I wish Johnwicksnipin the best of health, the best of happiness for his family, and the best of success. I don't wish nobody anything bad. But then it's like, I don't know, people were telling me he started to abuse me. He was making fun of me. People told me that he hired or he was working with No Limit Soldier, who decided to actually create a channel just solely about me, to break my balls every day, to embarrass me, to make fun of my family. A lot of people down. Now, this is when the beef got to the highest level. Okay. I started getting knocks on my door at midnight from DoorDash. Okay. My mother has a heart condition. My mother got petrified. My mother got scared. Now I was really out to get Johnwicksnipin. That was it. Now I was pissed. Okay. And then he's making all these videos on me using my copyrighted material. Okay. So maybe I overreacted. I admit it to you, but I was just so angry between this No Limit Soldier, between DoorDash, between the fake friggin' CPS report, which I still to this day don't know who filed it. Maybe it was Johnwicksnipin. Alleged. I would say it's alleged. I can't prove it. But I mean, he did a lot of messed up things to me. So I decided to contact YouTube and file a copyright strike against him, okay? Because, well, listen, what this Mama Luke doesn't understand, Johnwicksnipin, is I had every right to do that. He did, in fact, use my copyright. It's like he's making it seem like I did something wrong. Brother, it's my copyrighted material. So then, he went on a rampage saying, well, how come you didn't go after Chad Clifford and all these other YouTubers? Well, you know what, brother? In my opinion, you really went a step too far with a lot of things that you were doing with me. I still to this day believe, allegedly, he was the one, and possibly No Limit Soldier, I'm going to say it's alleged, that sent the DoorDash to my house at midnight and scared my poor mother, who has a heart condition. So I was really pissed off. So long story short, he was right with everything he said. In other words, I would have had to get an attorney. I would have had to take him to court and all this stuff. I was just like, it's not worth it. It's just me. So I dropped the copyright strike. Now he's trying to act like, oh, he won. He's victorious. I told you that's exactly what he was going to do. I am the winner. Viva victory. But it's like, brother, what he doesn't realize is that YouTube then sent me an email with his full name, his full address. I have all. Now, what does that mean? Am I threatening him? No, I'm not threatening him. It's just that now, let's just say, if any more DoorDashers come to my house, well, let's just see what happens with him. I'm not threatening him. I am not in any way doing that, but at least I have ammunition now. You understand? Okay. So anyway, I just ended it. I ended it. I'm like, that's it. It's finished. Then this friggin' Mama Luke, this friggin' piece of garbage, low life, world's like friggin' SCUM. Okay. He's like, I want to start a class action suit against Apefather, sue him for all of AMC, investors for their losses. Okay. So let's talk about that. First of all, John, you were pumping AMC just as much as me, Lou, and everybody. So, brother, you will be part of that class action lawsuit. So I hope you're prepared to get sued, okay? That's why he's not doing it. The reason why he's not doing it is because he knows he will be implemented in the lawsuit himself. So he is all talk and no action. It's never going to happen. It's just he's trying to hype things up. Okay. My family are all lawyers. They work pro bono. Okay. Whatever. So the war continues. Next thing I know, the guy's on a live stream. He's selling silverware. Now, listen, you have to understand that I can't resist a great opportunity like that. That's like literally a golden opportunity. I mean, listen, I have never seen a man in my life. Look, I've seen people when they needed money. I've seen people resort to all kinds of things, but I have to tell you, not silverware. I mean, silverware? That's the type of thing you go to like those Avon parties. Like one time my wife, her friend, had one of those things, like the Avon parties. They were selling all the Avon products. They were selling the creams. And I think they had things. They were selling silverware. That's like a friggin' girl thing. I mean, selling silverware? You're a man. You have a pair of balls. You have a schlong between those balls. You're a man. You're selling silverware. So I had to wreck him on that. I had to call him, John Wick, JohnWickSilverware.com. Yeah, I had to break his balls on that. Then there was another time where he was on a live stream. He has a wife. He only ordered dinner for himself. He didn't order dinner for his wife. Look, some people speculate she was at work. Okay, whatever. Could have bought her for her, maybe saved her for when she came home. Look, whenever I buy food, let me explain something to you. I always buy food for my children and my wife and my mom, my dogs. There's never one time. I actually have a guilty conscience. Like, I have a guilty conscience if I'm sitting in a restaurant and I'm eating. I have to order food to go for my family. That's just me. You can call me old fashioned, whatever you want to call me. But I have to buy food for everybody. I can't just eat food knowing that my kids are hungry, knowing that my wife is hungry, my mom is hungry, and my dogs are hungry. Other than that, it just seems like he hasn't been really lucky on anything. I know he was also involved in MMTLP. I was involved in MMTLP, so no offense to him. AVCT is swimming with the fishes. All the momentum plays he got involved with Teddy Zane were a complete other disaster. People say that he's a poker player. I mean, look, I'll say it's alleged. People said that he's lost tremendous amounts of money gambling. But if it's any consolation, John, I'm a gambler too, and I have also lost money. Okay, I've lost a lot of money in Atlantic City and even in Vegas, but mostly Atlantic City. So, look, brother, I got no beef with you. I really don't. I really don't. I wish you the best of health. I wish you the best of happiness. I wish your family the best of success. But I really think if you would do a timeline and look back on everything, you're the one who started all of this shit. You're the one who came across like the leader of AMC. You're the one who wind up selling your AMC like a little biatch, like a pansy. You're the one telling everybody to start YouTube channels, and then ultimately you just quit. Listen, so I wish you would be a man instead of a little biatch, instead of a little punk, okay? Because men admit when they're wrong. You understand? And people like you always want to try to pretend like you're always right. You always want to pretend like you call everything perfect, kind of similar to Teddy Zane. He's the same way, and I think it's very, I think it's an insecurity. I think it's an insecurity because, look, I believe to truly be a winner in life, you have to first lose. Okay, Elton John, you should listen to this song called The Measure of a Man. It was from the movie Rocky Five. And he really talks about this, the lyrics. Well, Bertie Taupin, he wrote the lyrics. Elton wrote the music. The Measure of a Man. You should really listen to this from Rocky Five because he talks about how you really can't win until you lose. You have to lose first. So you shouldn't really be ashamed if you lost. You should embrace it. You should, the key is that you get up. You never stay down. You get up. Okay? No matter how hard you get hit, if you get knocked down, you just keep getting up and you keep fighting. That's what I do. You understand? If I lose, and I've lost many times in my life, I don't stay in the canvas. I get up. I get up. I'm like, come on, I want more. I'm ready for more. And I keep fighting because life is a mother effer. Life will keep pounding on you and pounding on you. Nothing hits harder than life. But you have to have the strength and you have to have the desire in your heart and the determination to keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. This video is not legal advice. I am not an attorney. This video and all my videos are for entertainment purposes only, because that's what I am. The world's greatest entertainer. The one, the only, Apefather, right now in my rent-a-car. The Chevy Transverse, baby. I'm in my Chevy Transverse. Wow!